Hello, this is Åsa, and I'm here with my first scrapbooking process video. And I'm making a page with a photo of my son. And here I show you some of the products that I took forth before I started with this layout. So a lot of it ended up on the layout, but a lot of it doesn't. But this was what I choose from. The color scheme will be blue, white and red, and many of the products are from the Pink Paisley pen pal collection. I'm a pen paler myself, so it suited me perfectly. I crop away some of the background from this photo and made it a little bit narrower. And here I choose a couple of Project Life cards from the Pink Paisley collection as a large embellishment start on the lower left. These are some kind of packaging labels from IKEA, and I thought they were kind of pretty for grounding and to put on the diagonal of the page. I choose one larger and one smaller, and the small flowers on the edge are blue. This is what the layout will look like. The photo slightly to the right, and 3 embellishment clusters, the larger on the bottom left. My background is blue basil cardstock. I think I could have made a decent layout on a white piece of cardstock, but for some reason I chose a blue one this time. On the different embellishment clusters are 3 circles. One is pre-made from the ephemera pack from Pink Paisley's pen pal collection, and the other 2 are some circles that I've stamped myself, and I will later put epoxy circles on top of them to make them look almost like flares. I have a couple of wood veneers on the layout, a frame, a small boy and a camera, 1 for each cluster, and I will also add a number 3, since my boy is 3 years old in the photo. By now I think I have gotten an idea how to have it all together, and I start the more detailed work. I will actually start gluing the large cluster in just a small time, and I ink the edges around the papers with brown chalk. To make the finishing touch. There are those epoxy circles that I spoke of. I buy them really cheap from China, so I can spread them all around my projects without feeling I'm wasting a lot of money. I pay almost nothing for them. My adhesive is double-sided tape for the papers. For wood veneers and such, I use a liquid glue called Strong and Precise. It's from Scotch, and I also use some foam adhesive you can see it here for the typewriter, and I use a pen, a glue pen for tiny paper pieces like alphas. You'll see it a bit later. The glue pen is from SIG. That's the cluster for the bottom left, and now I decide to start building from the bottom. So those two darker blue pieces go together with a piece of ordinary office tape, and I realize my chalk is old and needs to be replaced. On this layout I wait until almost the last minute with the title. That's really unusual for me. I often make my title before I do the embellishment clusters, but not this time. My title will be Ingen kruka, which is Swedish for no pot, and that is a Swedish expression that means that my son isn't afraid of water in any way. And in the picture he is he's holding a flower planter, a flower pot, which he liked to play with before we used it for tomatoes later in the season. But the expression not being a pot has to do with his love for water and playing in the water. Yes, so I add the tag. I cut it in half and used the top part with a hole at the bottom, and then the other part at the top cluster. There it comes. Here is silvery die cut, and it picks up a lot of glare from my desk lamp. I really hope that I'll be able to have better lighting next time I make a process video, but since this is a learning process for me, I plan to become better and better, so I look forward to that. That's the glue pen I was talking about earlier, and now I bring forth my Uniball Signo white gel pen to make like a stitched line along the edge of the darker blue paper. Now I bring forth my stamp set from the Daily Flash collection from October afternoon, and I stamp with dark blue ink from Stampin' Up. I stamp little boy treasures in 3 different spots, and then I stamp a couple of paper planes and a couple of stars. The airplanes I later color in with the Uniball Signo white pen, and it gives a really nice effect, and you will be able to see it at the still photos at the end of this video. There are the stars, all from the same stamp collection from October afternoon. Now I start thinking about the title, and I decide not to use these letters because I couldn't find the right letters, and I decided to punch out new ones with my studio font from Quick Cuts. And that is pretty much it. Here comes some still photos of the finished layout, and here you can see the paper planes that I talked about, and you also see the journaling at the bottom. So I hope you have enjoyed this first scrapbooking process video of mine, and there will be more. So this is Åsa, and I hope you've had a nice time. Bye bye.